day 3. As an Irish person, you say day 3.
Yeah.
So we want to start again every program with the avatar from the day before. So your avatar, it has the necklace, and now it's going to have headphones. So headphones from the day before is not just listening, but receiving. So however you want to do that with your avatar, you do that.
Include a notebook, or you're taking notes.
Taking notes, yeah, you're like showing that you're like receiving it. Yeah. So day 3 is moving on towards the power of our tongue and what we say. So we've thought about what we're listening to, and now we're thinking about what we're saying.
Yeah, words of life. And one of the characters we're introducing on this day is Lady Folly. And again, remember, she was introduced as an avatar on day 1. And today we're going to be giving a little bit more information so that we grow in wisdom, discernment, and we recognize Lady Folly for who she really is.
Yeah.
And we'll be pulling out, this would be one of the first teaching would be out of Proverbs chapter 9. And this isn't for the teenagers, it's just because I geek out on the Bible. Absolutely love it. But those first 9 chapters we told you, they're the little mini teachings. They're chiastic, which means there's a mirror involved in the first 9 chapters. I know that gets a little bit geek.
He's a nerd.
A little bit nerdy.
He's a nerd.
If you read those first 9 chapters closely, you're going to see that chapter 9 repeats some of the key things from chapter 1, right? And then there's the crosshairs. If you get right to the center, I'm going down a rabbit trail here. But you're going to see some real important things. If you start looking at the mirroring in those first 9 chapters, you'll see some amazing things. Don't try to speed me up here, because I'm not that boring. But anyway, chapter 9 reintroduces Lady Wisdom. She was in chapter 1, and brings up Lady Folly. And here's the interesting thing to note, that the things that Lady Wisdom does, Lady Folly does the exact same stuff. And that's the key here to understand. Lady Wisdom is offering her wisdom to people. She's inviting them into her home to sit with her and take time with her. Wisdom takes time. But then you see that Lady Folly does the same thing. She goes out where the people can hear her, calls them into her house. But it's not until you realize and you go there and see what follows Lady Folly behind her.
It's like a big whirlwind.
Yeah.
Everything that follows her is negative. So when you get drawn in, it's like you get drawn in by Lady Folly. And what is Lady Folly? It's quarreling, it's speaking badly, it's gossiping, it's anger, it's putting people down. And so we see this, like Lady Wisdom is speaking life over people, and she's calling people into who they are created to be, and she's calling them onto good paths with good people. And then Lady Folly is literally doing the opposite. Like, first of all, she's drawing them in the same way, but then the fruit of who she is the exact opposite. So she's speaking death, and she's calling other people death, like gossiping and quarreling and anger.
Yeah, and so with Lady Folly, it's an interesting thing to understand about wisdom, is that discernment about people sometimes takes a little bit of time. They may look great here, but it takes time to see what is following behind them, right? And the chaos, like you described, the chaos and the gossip and the pain and the arguing. And so I love it. To me, it looks a little bit in my head like one of these princesses from Disney movie, where if the front looks beautiful and then you see this massive whirlwind that comes behind them.
Yeah.
But that's in the past. So that's the very beginning. And it's also an introduction then into the theme of the day, words of life. And I would encourage you to go through the book of Proverbs, go through those one-liners, go through the mini speeches, and pull out some of the things that really resonate with your spirit, and use those to equip young people to understand the power of their tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's an interesting thing for day 3 that you have to understand. Again, it's setting up the group times, but we're trying to set up the group times in a different way on this day. We want it to be a bit of a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And so we want to introduce as visually as we can some themes about the tongue, but we don't want to explain them. So it's almost like a riddle that they don't know the ending to until they get into their group times, right? And so we can use the program and the stage and visuals and video to paint the picture of a few things that that is used in the Bible to describe the tongue.
And so when they go to their Bible studies, they're actually going to be looking in James. And there's really powerful, super visual verses in James about the power of the tongue.
Yeah.
And there's some great ways that you can show this visually on the stage. Again, without like leave them with a cliffhanger. Don't start telling them, and this says this in James and this. So one game that you could maybe use, depending on your culture, of course, this could not, maybe won't work in every culture. But it talks about the tongue and the power of the tongue. First, it's like a rudder of a ship. So, you know, maybe you can use games about that. But really thinking about the tongue, and we've done this before, it talks about like the tongue is like a spark in a forest, and it can set the whole forest on fire. And we know that. You can say something that sets the whole forest on fire in a bad way. Not just say, you can type something on X, or you can type something on Snapchat, or something that's about somebody that sets a forest on fire. And it's so dangerous. And so you can get like a cow tongue. You could get a cow tongue, and
Because they're massive.
yeah, they're huge and they're so visual.
Powerful.
And you can pour petrol on it and set it on fire. Something like that, okay? We want to be super visual.
We can do that in Brazil. We have actually fried a cow's tongue before,
Yeah.
and challenged young people to
To eat it.
So that'd be a fun visual. But here are the cliffhangers. Jesus said, "For out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks." And so that idea of maybe a cup overflowing or something overflowing, don't fill in the rest of it, but let them see that very visually. Like Deb said as well, the rudder of a ship. On a massive sea, like if we can paint the picture of a massive storm, but a ship going through a storm with a small rudder, a small bit in the mouth of a horse,
yeah.
right? A small spark and a massive forest fire. And so we present those as riddles and say, hey, you're going to work out in your group times what this has to do with the power of your tongue, words of life and death from your tongue.
Yeah, and even like when you're talking about the bit in a horse's mouth, it's a tiny thing and it like moves the entire horse. You could do a game where people are like holding onto something that's moving, all these different ways that you can be creative and leave those cliffhangers.
Yeah. James, in their group time, they'll look at James, and James has this wonderful few lines about the wisdom of heaven versus the wisdom of this earth, right? And the wisdom of heaven can be seen in deeds done in humility. And I love that. Again, wisdom can be seen. The wisdom of the world is very different from that. But that's what they'll be looking at in their group times.
Yeah, so that's going to be day 3.